everybody, and another round of coffee and questions. And so what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about something that's still on sale. It was on sale before Christmas. I bought a couple of sets of these and shipped them off to friends as a Christmas gift. But it's still at the same price I noticed at $29.99. It's the DeWalt screwdriving and drilling set, 100 piece, just like you see in the picture here. 30 piece impact ready flex torque screwdriving set. 37-piece screwdriving set in a nice tough plastic case, 19-piece screwdriving set, same case, 14-piece gold ferrous pilot point drilling set, which is nice because it's got the pointed tips on them for accuracy. We talked about that in one of my last videos on, describing the differences between different kinds of drilling bits. This is a great deal. I decided to go ahead, post it, do a short video on this, answer some questions. So I'm going to get right to the questions and answers. Like I've always said, no long intros. Let's just get right after it and get to the point. Here we go. First question is, will it work on an impact driver? No, it won't. These are just for drills. Are the shanks on these hex shape? No, they're not. They're round. Do you need cutting fluid if you're drilling into metal with these? Yeah, I would use it if I were you. The other thing is, this works perfectly great on wood. Maybe sheet metal, stuff like that. I think when you start getting into a little bit thicker steel, you need to switch over to a better kind of bit. These are really good around the house, have them home, hobby, whatever. I mean, kind of drilling bits in a drill set, and it's a great value. But if you're going to start drilling into like 1/4-inch steel and something like that, you're going to want a higher quality bit, to do it. I'm not going to tell you they can't do the job, but they probably won't last you very long. If you start doing that with these, but it is a good drill bit set. But to answer your question another way, I have a set of these. I do use them on steel. I haven't had a problem as long as I'm using cutting fluid, whether, it's old motor oil or whatever, and, you go slow and you take your time. The drill bits are still lasting me and doing fine. I'm just making a point on real thick steel. You might want something a little bit better. If I'm reading this right, you're wondering, how these fit in different kinds of drills. If you got a Jacobs chuck, it's going to work fine. So any cordless drill or corded drill or drill press that has like a Jacobs chuck, you're not going to have any problem. So I really am not exactly sure what you're referring to there, but it's a standard drilling set and they work great in any of these drills. Your question relates to what's the size, if I'm reading this right, and does it have 1/8 inch drill bits in the set? Yeah, it goes from 1/8 inch all the way up to 1/2 inch. So you're getting a good set of bits here. So what's the big deal about the pilot point? Well, if I'm coming down on a piece of sheet metal or wood, that point keeps it absolutely centered and it won't walk on you or move. That's the nice point, about having these pilot points. Now, if you're unsure, just use a punch or a spring-loaded punch, like I said in the past video. You won't have a problem that way either, but that's what these are actually designed to help you do, so it doesn't skate or move on you. I think it's great. Will they work on masonry? Masonry? No, these aren't masonry bits. You're looking at a totally different configured kind of a bit for masonry. These are not meant for that, or stone or tile. Wood, metal, that's pretty much it with these bits. Plastics, fine. Stuff like Lexan, things like that you're okay with, but nothing in the way of stone. One guy disagrees that yes, you can use these on an impact drill. Yeah, okay, look, you can do that. What I'm reading to you is off of what they had on the literature that came with it, is these are not designed for that. I'm not telling you you cannot do it. I'm just saying it's not designed for that. So, you're on your own when it comes to that, and if you're damaging them or not. That's not what they were designed to do, but if you're able to do it, that's fine. Actually, I want to go back to your comment because I read another comment and I agree. Look, you shouldn't use these on anything that's brick, mortar, or concrete. If you're going to do something like that, you should really be looking at something in the way of carbide bits. For concrete and masonry type drilling. So, do a search and I'm sure you'll come across something that, that'll help you there. Okay, so a lot of the questions keep relating back to using them in different kinds of drills. The best thing I would tell you, if you use these just in, your typical, rotary kind of a drill, you're going to be fine. That's what they're meant for. They're not meant for all of these other kinds of, hammer drills and stuff like that. I mean, the bit is just not going to stand up to the abuse. I mean, so, but for general woodworking and general metalworking, as long as you don't get too thick, I've had outstanding luck with these. I would buy them again, definitely. Okay, somebody else posted on here, I'm wrong, they're made in China. Look, I don't know. The literature that came with it said USA. So, you know, if they're made in China, they're made in China. And some stuff coming out of China is not all junk, like I said in a previous video. I don't believe these to be, you know, junk. I believe them to be a good value at $30. It's up to you. You know, I mean, how specific you want to be about where they're manufactured. One thing in the literature says USA. You're telling me that the set says China. So one way, I really don't care. I mean, I don't want to beat the point into the ground. They're a great set. It's a great value. Do I think that they would work on aluminum? Yeah, I know they would, and they would actually cut really well through aluminum. I had a piece of a little bit less than 1/4 inch, I mean, aluminum, and, you know, I used some cutting fluid, and I went right through it. I mean, aluminum's a lot softer anyway than metal. You won't have a problem with aluminum and using these bits, or brass. I mean, I've got thin sleeves where I make pens on wood turning, and I've used them to drill out different parts, I mean, on these sleeves. So even with brass, they work great. Can I explain the difference again between brad point and pilot point? Brad point, I mean, if you think about it, is mainly going to be used for wood, and you're going to stick with wood when it comes to brad points. If you're going to go into materials like other than that, like metal, then you would really want to prefer the pilot point. And that's what these are. So they give you that pinpoint accuracy on your starting, you know, when it starts cutting. And providing you're at the right speed and so forth. Watch the last video would be, you know, my advice to you when we discussed drilling bits, metal, wood, and the differences in bits. What do I feel and how do I resharpen these when they get dull? I haven't had to resharpen any of these yet. Now, I know titanium is going to lose some of its cutting ability when you go to resharpen these, and they might dull a little faster. That's what everybody seems to agree upon, I mean, in the forum. What I've done is I've snapped and broken some of the really, you know, smaller bits. I don't care. I just go out and I just buy another one if I need that size. Now, what I do a lot of times when I go into the hardware stores is on these small bits, I'll buy 3 or 4 of them at a time, especially if I'm frequently using these, because I know I'm going to snap these again. I mean, now, the thicker bits, I don't have that problem with. Your question relates to sharpening. So on the littler ones, I don't worry about it. I throw them out. Now, do I resharpen my bits? A lot of times, yes, I do, but that's a whole nother video that I've done. You'll have to go back and look at that. So far, I haven't had to resharpen any of these. But remember, I mean, we're talking about the drill bits. If you take a look, there's lots of other things in here in this 100 piece that you're able to use that makes it a good value. I know we keep seeming to want to talk about the drill bits all the time, but the drill bit is a fraction of this set, really. How do I know what's in these other sets exactly? The pictures aren't that big. Hold on a second. Let me change the picture up. Give me just a sec. Okay, now here's a picture of 2 of these sets within that 4-piece set. So leave it up here for a couple of seconds so you get a good look at it. So you're getting quite a few bits in both of these. And then I'm going to put up the other 2 for you to look at, and then we'll go back to the questions and answers. So give me just a sec, I'll change the picture again. Okay, so I blew this up as much as I could, and these are the other 2 sets that come in that 4-piece set. And you can see, like I said, you're getting a lot for the value of 30 bucks. So, I mean, if you take a look here, you know, like I said, we keep harping on these drill bits, but you're getting, I mean, a lot of other stuff. They're all in nice plastic cases to keep the dust, debris out. It keeps everything organized, and they don't take up a lot of room in the toolbox. That's another thing that I like about these. I have a drawer in my toolbox where I keep these, and I know that they're all drill related, and I know that by marking the cases, even with a Sharpie or, you know, black, you know, sharp pen, Sharpie kind of pen, I mean, I can reach in, grab what I need, use it, put it back in the box, set it back into my toolbox, and it keeps everything really organized. Okay, there's a lot of questions in here on, you know, will these work, you know, in hammer drills and like the Milwaukee, you know, fuel and all this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't own all of these drills. I would assume that, yeah, they do. But like I said, I mean, any rotary kind of a drill, they're going to work fine, and they're meant for what they are, drilling. I don't know how to tell you on your specific drill if they'll work, but they work on all of mine. And I have, you know, a drill press. I have a Makita drill. I've got a DeWalt. You know, and I've got all of these drills, and they work in them fine, or at least those 3 or 4 brands. And the drill press, of course, is a Delta. Doesn't shipping add to the cost? Well, yeah, I suppose it does, but I'm a Prime member. It shipped for free, and it went to the people that I sent it to, so I didn't have that issue. Okay, one of the questions to me, somebody said, "Hey, I snapped and broke one of the little drill bits. I mean, how do I get a replacement bit?" You're kidding, right? I mean, look, I'm not trying to criticize you, but I mean, go to the hardware store, go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and just get another drill bit. Like I said, if it's one of the small sizes, using it frequently, pick up 3 or 4 of them. But I mean, come on. I mean, they're available anywhere, and they don't have to be DeWalt in an exact match. I mean, lots of other drill bits that are equally as good out there. We're talking here, I mean, about a great value for a 100-piece set, not individual drill bits. How well do they work on drilling out rivets? I had some sheet metal that was riveted together, and I had to take it apart, and these drill bits are what I grabbed and used. I mean, they're kind of like my workhorse of drill bits. I've got other high quality drill bits that I use for different things, but it drilled right through the rivets without a problem, so I wouldn't even worry about that. What about specific, kinds of steel to drill through? Okay, if you're worried about the particular kind of steel, I mean, don't think about this drill bit set. What I would tell you is, you can call their sales team. They will direct you, if you want to stick with DeWalt, on the best quality drill bit to buy for that particular thing that you're drilling. Like in your case, you're talking about galvanized steel or stainless or something like that. No, I would not use these drill bits, but call them. I'll put the number up here if I can remember. What about the screwdriver kits and the torque sets and all that? I use them frequently. I don't use every single one, but it's nice to have this assortment here that you can choose from. I mean, depending on the screw head or depending on, what kind of Torx head that you're going to use. I mean, I find them handy as hell. So, I don't use anything in particular. I like the long reach, and what I like in my drill and my cordless drill, in the picture above me on the top right, you're going to see the drill bit holder that says DeWalt on it. Now, I use that in combination, with that first set up here on the left. And, and even any of these, they'll drop right into that extension, and it holds them in there well. And I believe it's magnetic tipped inside because I can feel it kind of grab. So I really like that. I usually just leave it in my cordless, but that's me and my application. I mean, yours might be different, but these are incredibly handy for working on automobiles or just anything in and around your shop. Your question, what size are the nut drivers? Well, they go from 1/4 inch to 5/16. Another question on where they're made. I don't know. China, one guy said. I don't really care. I don't want to get into that. It's a good quality set, and not everything coming out of China is junk. So let me move on. Can they be used in drill presses? Yep. We're still on that topic of, the drill bits. Yeah, they can. I do it all the time. But I'd like to stay a little bit, on topic of the other, the hex, the torque, and, the Phillips and the standard. I mean, these are great sets to use all of these in combination and not just the drill bits themselves. So, but the drill bits are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying there is. It just seems to be the topic keeps centering around the drill bits. Yeah, a lot of complaints on breaking the small ones. Well, here's the deal with the small ones. Well, with all of them, you need to use cutting fluid, and you need to drill slowly, and you need not to sit there and put a whole bunch of pressure behind it so that the bit's flexing because you don't like the way that it's cutting or something like that. You're going to snap these. That's the reason why I said, I buy 3 or 4 of them at a time, is even under normal use, I've broken these. So that's just my advice there. The thin ones, yeah, they're going to have a higher probability of breaking on you. So take your time, go slow, use plenty of cutting fluid. You should be okay for many, many uses before you have to replace them. No, it asked me how thick a material I've ever drilled through. 1/4 inch probably at best. I never really have a need to drill through anything thicker than that. Your question relates to fitting them into your toolbox. I don't have a problem with it, but I mean, look, if you needed to know the dimensions, they're about 3 inches by about 5 inches. I mean, that's just, it's real close. And you go out and measure. I mean, you're not going to have a problem on, depth, length or anything like that. But you can use that 3x5 measurement and figure it out. I mean, if that's your consideration before buying them. It wasn't mine. I just figured this is an outstanding value for $30. It comes in incredibly handy for anybody, whether you're in a shop working or whether you're at home handyman kind of stuff like I do in hobby. It's a great set for what it is. It's not the highest quality. It's not also, that Harbor brand, that Harbor Freight brand stuff either. But it's about a mid-level quality, good drill bit set all the way around. And, and with the screwdrivers and the hex and all that. What's the standard that they're manufactured to? Yeah, I read that on the question and answer part of this too. SAE non-metric 1/4 inch drive. Okay, a lot of these questions, I've already answered, and some of them, I just grabbed off of the forum that other people have answered. This is a great value all the way around. You want to get somebody a gift, this is a nice gift to give somebody, in and around, like I said, the holidays, their birthday, or any other time. If you want them for yourself, you should pick up a set. For the 30 bucks and it ships Prime, you're not going to beat it. It's about $20 off. It says here the normal price. I'd believe it around 50 bucks. It probably is an okay set even at 50 bucks, but you're getting it at 30. I give it a 2 thumbs up. I would buy this product again. You can see there's other drill bits that's here if you want to spend less money, but I think for the value of the 100 pieces is a better way to go. You should consider it. I'll leave the link in the description below that you can click on, to get this set while they're still on sale. Somebody said, how much longer is the sale? I don't know. They could pull it at any time like they do anything else on Amazon. I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe. Give me a comment if you know a better drill bit set or if you can get it cheaper. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you decide to buy one. I'd like other people to follow up on what they think of them. I think it's a great value. You folks have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next video, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.